My name is Teacher Casey. This is my helper today, Merritt. And this is yoga story time for kids, Where a Bubble Goes. Now, grown-ups, before you maybe disappear and get about 20 minutes to yourself, or you can participate, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and know that you are supporting a local business in Tacoma, Washington. And Yoga Wild, we are members of a really fantastic organization here called the Podworks, and it's a co-working space for mom entrepreneurs or mom creatives, and it's a space where you can come with your family and work and get support. And through that group, I met the author of our book, Natalie Hunter. I met online, and she wrote Where a Bubble Goes, and I ordered the book and got it and just loved it. The illustrations, it's so colorful and it's full of imagination. We haven't read it yet, or I haven't read it to Merritt yet, so I'm excited for him to get to read if it's your first time too. But it also came with a bubble wand and some bubbles, some instructions for how to make your own bubbles. So please check out our Mindful Moments video, Blowing Bubbles, and we'll talk about that recipe there. And it's just been a really fantastic read. So friends, we'll get started. For class today, we're going to read our book first, and then we'll act out the adventure through yoga poses. Where a Bubble Goes. I love bubbles. I love to blow them, chase them, follow them into trees. I love to squash them, pop them, and bounce them off my knees. And remember that part, it's going to come in later. Squash them, pop them, and bounce them off my knees. But have you ever stopped to wonder where a bubble goes? I've asked all the professionals and no one really knows. You know the bubble that doesn't pop, the one that gets away? Well, I used to wonder where it went until the other day. I had blown the perfect bubble. It was shimmery and round, but when it was supposed to pop, it bounced right off the ground. It dashed over the fence like it had somewhere to go. I have to follow it, I thought, or else I'll never know. As soon as I climbed over, I couldn't believe what I saw. Why, this wasn't my neighbor's yard. It was a bubble carnival. Elephants and monkeys were dancing to the beat as the bubble bounced among them, frolicking between their feet. This cannot be real, I thought as I was pulled into the crowd. Then we all were stomping and twirling and singing very loud. I was having so much fun that I almost didn't see. The bubble was bouncing along again and bopping away from me. I jumped and leaped, then spun around and got out of the huddle. As I finally caught up to it, it splashed into a puddle. I stopped and then I wondered, now where did it go? I have to follow it, I thought, or else I'll never know. As soon as I dove in, I couldn't believe my eyes. Well, this wasn't just a puddle. It was an ocean in disguise. I was suddenly underwater and gliding along a reef. This cannot be real, I thought, as I swam in disbelief. There was an octopus, a sea turtle, and even an otter, and they all were playing with bubbles miraculously underwater. I raced after my bubble as it dove right past my wand. It started swimming down, down, down into the deep beyond. It rolled along the bottom of the enchanted little sea and vanished into a pirate ship that appeared in front of me. I stopped and then I wondered, oh, now where did it go? I have to follow it, I thought, or else I'll never know. I closed my eyes and swam inside and couldn't believe my sight. I was now back in my yard, but the day had turned to night. I scurried up my big oak tree to see where it had gone. I climbed up to the tippy top and gave an exhausted yawn. Then I saw my bubble twinkling brightly in the sky. I wanted to keep it following it, but knew this was goodbye. I laid down on a branch, watching it soar from star to star. Goodbye, my perfect bubble, I whispered from afar. So where does a bubble go? The one that gets away. It journeys to the most enchanted places you can imagine in one day, like carnivals and oceans and way up to the moon. And after that, I still don't know, but I hope to get there soon. Yay! Where a Bubble Goes. Now, Merritt, you want to help me with the magic trick? So friends, we have some yoga mats. You might have a yoga mat at home. You don't really need one. Just make sure you have a little bit of space to move. And we're going to take a little more space so you can see us. So will you help me, please? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Did it work? We all have a little bit of space now. Let's get started. Find your crisscross legs. Sit up tall. Are you ready for yoga? If you're ready, then stomp your hands and make some noise. And then stop. Reach up your hands. Merritt might just reach one. He is an owie. But we're going to stretch up with 1 or 2 hands. And then down. Good. Are you ready for yoga? If you're ready, now stomp both feet. Really, 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 really loud. And then stop. Reach up your toes. You're going to reach them up, 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 and down. Are you ready for yoga? If you're ready, then stomp your hands and your feet. Wake them up, wake them up, wake them up. And then stop. Reach up your hand or hands. Reach up your toes and try to balance, 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 and back down. Whew. Find your crisscross legs. So for today's yoga story time, we are going to do bubble breathing. Now find your bubble wand. Have your pretend bubble wand. And when you're blowing bubbles into your bubble wand, do you take big fast breaths like, is that how you blow bubbles? What happens when you do big fast breaths? Right? The bubble juice in your bubble wand, it just splashes out, right? We don't really make bubbles. So we want to take big slow breaths. So have your bubble wand right up next to your face. Bring your other hand to your belly, but you want to sit up really tall. That's important. And now take your big breath in. And then slow breath out, blow your bubbles. Again, take a big breath in. And then slow breath out. Let's do one more. Big breath in. And big breath out. Good job, friends. Now, so extend or bring your feet out long. So I'll turn sideways so you can see. You want to turn sideways? Good. And remember that part in the book I told you to remember when our friend was chasing her bubbles and her favorite thing to do was to squash them. So reach your hands out and squash like you have bubbles right outside your feet. Can you see how far you can stretch? Squash. And then she liked to pop them. Sit up and pop. And then she liked to bounce them on her knees. Give your knees a little bounce. Good. And then squash. Pop. Bounce. Squash. Pop. Bounce. Faster. Squash. Pop. Bounce. Squash. Pop. Bounce. Good. And then go slow. Can you go slow again? Squash. Big stretch. Pop. Bounce. Good. And then our friend went to chase the bubble that got away. And do you remember where it went? It went over the fence. And what happened when she peeked over the fence? Did she see her neighbor's yard?
No, carnival.
She saw a carnival. So we're going to make a carnival tent with our body. In yoga, we call this pose downward facing dog. But because it makes a triangle, we have that point, then it looks like a triangle, like the top of a carnival tent. So come to your hands and knees first. What would you prefer? Just one? Okay, we'll do our carnival tent. You're going to try it with one hand? Yeah. So Merritt's showing the advanced version with the one hand. Or you can have both hands and feet on the ground. You can kind of balance. Good. So you have this triangle shape with your body, and you put your bottom up toward the ceiling, like the top of your carnival tent. And we're going to take 2 more big slow breaths here. Take a breath in and breathe out like you're blowing your bubbles. 1 more, breathe in and breathe out. Good. Go ahead and lower to your knees. And when she went to the carnival, Merritt, do you remember some of the animals that our friend saw? Monkey. She did see a monkey. So we can come to our little monkey squat. Bring your toes out.
This is what I do for my monkey.
Wow. Merritt's showing us the advanced versions of the poses today. So let's try it. Put your hands on your mat or on the ground and then sleep over. Good job. And go side to side. Does your monkey make any monkey noises? Good. Well, that's a fun monkey. Do you remember the other animal?
Elephant.
An elephant. So bring your hands to the ground and then jump your feet out wide and straighten your legs. Good. So we're in this wide-legged forward fold. Nice. And then try to balance on your feet and bring your hands together like the trunk of your elephant. Oh no, don't slip and fall. Good, like the trunk of your elephant. And then you're gonna inhale, sweep your arms all the way up, stand up. And then exhale, fold down. Inhale, sweep up. Sweep your trunk up high. Exhale, fold down. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale, breathe out. Good job. And then put your hands on the ground, maybe bend your knees and jump your feet back together. Good, nice. And then at the carnival, our friend saw a big puddle, yeah? So let's imagine that we have a big puddle right here in our space and let's jump in it, yeah? So stand up. And you can come maybe to the back of your yoga mat.
Maybe if we jump in it, we just do a squat because we fell in.
Squat like you fall in? Okay, can you show me?
Because there's a big ocean.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Ready? So jump as far as you can. 1, 2, 3. Big jump. And then fall into your ocean of water. And we live on the West Coast. We're in Washington State. So do you remember the ocean that is near us, Merritt?
Yes.
What's the name of it?
I don't know. West Coast.
West Coast, yeah. It's the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, Pacific Ocean. So I wonder what ocean you live near or by, if you do live near one. So when we were in the ocean, what creatures did she see?
Otter! No, octopus.
There's an otter and an octopus and a
What's
sea
octopus
turtle.
first?
Let's do octopus first. Merritt's going to teach us octopus pose. He had one in mind. Yeah, and how many tentacles does the octopus have?
8. So we're going to use our legs too.
We have our arms and legs. And maybe if you stand in front of me, Merritt, will you stand in front of me? And if we do our arms and legs together, it kind of looks like we have 8 tentacles. So maybe if you are doing yoga with your grown-up or a friend, you could stand in front of each other and do your octopus pose. Nice. Good. So we had octopus and then we had our
Otter!
otter. Good. So
I got a good otter.
that is a good otter. And let's try that, but maybe let's be a little bit more gentle with our body. So you can come up onto your hands and lift your chest up. Good. So really point your feet behind you and lift your chest as high as you can. And we're going to take 2 breaths here, otters.
And maybe slip our feet like we have a tail.
Like you have a tail.
That
And you're
kind of
swimming.
hurts my back.
Does it? Well, you can come down lower. So if that hurts your back, you can come down lower. Does that feel better?
Good.
Does that feel good? All right.
Much better.
Good. Now let's do sea turtle pose. Sea turtle, you're going to bend your knees.
Do I actually put my face in my smelly socks again?
You don't have to put your face in your smelly socks.
Because that was super hurtful and it popped my neck.
And then bring your hands down to the ground. And then try to crawl your hands outside your feet. So they're going to come.
I'm just going to do these 2.
You're just going to do one. Yeah, you're resting your arm. So when you come into your sea turtle pose, now try and relax your head down. Good. Maybe you smell your feet. Maybe not. But we're going to take 2 more big breaths here. And friends, you can even start to get your legs straight if that works for you. And then in her adventure in the ocean, she also came across something really exciting. Do you remember?
Pirate ship!
She found a pirate ship. So we're going to do boat pose. We've already kind of done it in class, but we're going to hold it a little bit longer. Good. So you're going to sit up really tall and lean back and then start to pick up your feet for boat pose.
I'm doing a tugboat.
And you could even try to straighten your legs or keep them bent. You could always balance on your hands like Merritt is showing us, but try to find your boat pose and hold it for 2 more breaths. Good job, friends. And then after her ocean adventure, she was starting to get a little bit sleepy, but what did she do first?
Climb up a tree.
She climbed up a big tree.
Yeah, I have a good climbing pose.
Oh, show us a climbing pose. Okay, so friends, let's climb up our tree. Climb, 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 climb. And then we're going to come into tree pose. So you're going to balance on one leg. And bend your knee. You can do a regular tree. And you can bring your hands together right in the center.
I can make branches.
Oh, or you can make tree branches.
I can do a leg too.
You could always hold hands with a friend to help balance, or put your hand on a wall or a chair. And we're going to take 2 more breaths on this side. 1 more. Good job. And then
let's make lightning.
You made lightning and broke our branches? Well, let's do the other side because we want to try and be balanced on both sides.
The other side.
Oh, you want to come stand on this side?
Let's try it.
Okay, let's try it. And it's okay if you feel a little bit wobbly on one side compared to the other. Do you remember, or I think I already said, she was climbing up an oak tree. Do you want to pretend to be a favorite tree? Do you have a favorite tree?
Cherry, because they just don't like...
Cherry trees.
They do more like this. They more like have short branches and running down so you can like pick them.
Oh, that's a good plan. Okay, friends, let's come back to standing.
Have, like, this thing.
So up in the tree, our friend looked at the beautiful moon. So we're going to turn into some half moon shapes in our body. So reach.
Let's disappear these two to make a crescent with our body.
Well, let's stand up and make a crescent this way for friends. So you can keep both feet on the ground and then lean to one side. Good. You're going to have part of your leg disappear?
And my hands are like the crescent.
Yeah. Well, just the other night here, there was a beautiful full moon, and it was a pink moon. We're kind of dressed for it. And then you're going to reach both hands back up and then lean to the other side. Good. And try to stay here for just a little bit and get a big stretch. And so Merritt, try to reach this hand up and over as far as you can without without falling over. Good. And then take a big breath in, reach up. And then bring your hands down. Good.
I'm going to really do like this.
Yeah. Well, and our friend was getting really sleepy by this time in the story. So we're going to lay down.
I feel a yawn coming.
Do you feel a yawn coming? Yawns are contagious. You made me yawn just thinking about it. So, friends, we're going to have a seat and we're going to do our quiet pose in yoga. And you can lay down, you can cuddle up with a grown-up. Do you want to cuddle? We're going to do some cuddling. And as you take a little time in your quiet pose, close your eyes. And with your eyes closed, in your mind, imagine what adventure you would go on if you were chasing that one perfect bubble. And with your eyes closed, maybe you go to a carnival and you get to dance and play. Maybe you go on an ocean adventure and see sea creatures. Maybe you are a rocket ship to the moon. But take a little time to imagine your adventure. Or a bubble rocket? That's a fantastic option.
Or a rocket that shoots up quicker.
And then on your adventure, with your eyes closed, in your mind, imagine all of the colors that you see. Imagine if you're on the adventure by yourself, or if you're with friends or family or loved ones. Notice if there are any smells. If you're at the carnival, maybe you smell delicious food. The ocean has that salty kind of smell. I'm not sure what outer space would smell like, but you can imagine. And we're just going to be here for 3 more big breaths. And then we're going to come back to a comfortable seat, find your crisscrossed legs.
Sorry,
And then you're going to open your hands wide, friends, and bring your thumb and your pinky finger together to touch and say peace. And then bring your thumb and your ring finger together. Begins. Thumb and middle finger with. Thumb and pointer finger, me. Peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. This time, put your hands on your knees. Close your eyes or cover your eyes and say it one more time in your head. Good job, friends. Okay, we're going to bring them in a little closer. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much, friends, for joining us. Yoga Story Time, Where a Bubble Goes by Natalie Hunter. If you check out the description box below, there'll be a link to her site. So if you are interested in getting the book for yourself, feel free. And again, please check out our Mindful Moments bubble breathing. Thank you. Bye. Friends.